If you spend at least some time on the internet per day, you might be very familiar with Logan Paul and his antics. Over the years, Logan Paul has become quite the personality in social media. From one controversy after the other, the man has cemented himself in the internet world, and most of the time for the wrong reasons. Like most social media stars, Logan started on one platform, Vine, and went on to create more content on YouTube. At Vine's peak, Logan Paul, along with his brother, became the app's biggest stars, garnering millions of views around the world for the prank and stunt videos. When Vine was gone, Logan switched to YouTube, still maintaining those million views per video. Logan Paul seemed to have the perfect life as a social media star, with a relatively huge number of fans. He was one of the biggest names on YouTube, earning more than enough at a young age. However, all of these were not enough to spare him from the heated eyes of the general public. Like most stars, his mistakes have caught up to him just as quickly. So how exactly did Logan Paul go from being an internet icon to one of its controversial figures? Number 1. Logan Paul's rise to fame. It all started when Logan and his brother Jake Paul joined Vine, a video-sharing social media app. It was pretty much like Twitter but with videos, lasting for 7 seconds as the posts. Logan's Vine account features comedy stints like jokes and pulling off pranks on his friends, family, and even strangers. Sometimes it would just be simple scripted stunts that were enough to entertain his followers. His videos quickly became the most viewed on the platform, and when Vine shut down, Logan already had almost 10 million followers. Since Vine was a dead end, Logan and his brother had to move their reach to another platform. Luckily, it didn't take them a long time to realize that it was time to head to YouTube completely, as most content creators have already been doing. While he already has a YouTube channel named The Official Logan Paul before Vine's closure, it was only after that he started to upload regularly on YouTube. Since then, he had made another channel, Logan Paul Vlogs, dedicated to daily vlogs about his life. This second channel has over 23 million followers and a total of 5.8 billion views now in 2023. As his YouTube career was booming, he was also receiving the biggest brand deals. It definitely helped that he already had a huge following on Vine, which made Logan Paul a great ambassador for brands and companies. By this point, he would already be paid thousands just for a single post on other social media apps, like Facebook and Instagram. In 2014, Logan decided it was time for him to drop out of school and move to Los Angeles, where he can focus on his career as a social media and entertainment star. Following this, he features in small roles in TV shows like Law & Order and movies like The Thinning. He even shared his plans of expanding his career from being a comedian and internet star to one where he becomes a household name as a full-time entertainer. Number 2. His first mistake. He was on his way to fulfilling this new dream when he received the first blow of his career. In 2017, he faced backlash over some tweets he made on Twitter, where he stated stereotypical and racist comments about Asian and black men. The tweets were originally posted years ago, with some in 2012 and a few in 2014. While these tweets were from years ago, the public didn't take this lightly and quickly called out Logan for his offensive words. Upon further digging, Logan's brother Jake also had a fair share of insensitive remarks. This resulted in #JakePaulsOverParty trending on Twitter after people called him out too. That said, Logan was lucky to not have his name in a similar hashtag. Number 3. Japan Suicide Forest. Perhaps the biggest scandal in Logan Paul's career was when he traveled to Japan. Like most of his adventures, Logan also filmed most of his time in the country. Early on in his trip, he was already doing a few irresponsible things like throwing stuff at moving vehicles, running around the streets as a Pokemon, and putting a dead fish on a taxi. Logan even shared how he was kicked out of the sacred shrine. As if these weren't enough, Logan and his companions visited Aokigahara Forest, infamously known as Japan's Suicide Forest. The forest's name is exactly as it states, and later on in the vlog, the group came across a corpse hanging from a tree. Logan proceeded to film the entire thing while making some jokes. He posted the vlog as normal on his YouTube channel. It didn't take long for the public to condemn his actions, stating the vlog to be insensitive to the gravity of the situation and the place's history. His jokes, while standing next to the deceased, were also seen to be careless and disrespectful. People also criticized him for how he continued to film the scene and carried on with his vlog upload. It took some time for him to do so, which gave him more headspace to think about it. The public questioned how easily he uploaded the video without thinking of the consequences. Following the outrage, around 200,000 people signed a petition to have him removed from YouTube permanently. Ultimately, he was kicked out of Google's preferred ads program and had his deal with YouTube Red suspended. Logan also lost several brand deals and sponsorships, not to mention the fans he's disappointed. Days later, he released an apology statement on Twitter where he admitted his mistake and reasoned out that it wasn't his intention for the whole thing to turn out the way it did. He clarified that he wasn't doing it for the attention or views. Instead, he simply wanted to raise more awareness on the issue. After his apology, Logan took a break from YouTube and social media, describing it as a time to reflect and learn from his actions. A month later, he came back and uploaded a documentary about mental health and suicide survivors. He announced he wanted to be more active about the issue and how it may be prevented. Wanting to make things right, he promised to donate $1 million to prevention organizations. Number 4. Yet another mistake. You might think that Logan has learned his lesson after the Japan controversy. However, it seemed that he was far from stopping his antics and mischiefs for the internet. Just a month later, lhis, a model who was featured in one of Paul's music videos, revealed how during the shoot, she felt she received unfair treatment as she was the only plus-sized model for the shoot. Around the same time, Logan received another suspension from YouTube ads after he uploaded vlogs where he tasered 2 dead rats and took a fish out of the water to give CPR. He got a 2-week advertising suspension, and after Logan was banned from the site's trending section for 90 days. His next controversy comes during one of his podcasts for Impulsive, where he talked about his plans to go gay for a month. He was quickly called out for implying that sexuality can be a simple choice or phase for people. Following this, he apologized and acknowledged his poor wording. Number 5. Cryptozoo. One of his more recent controversies came after Logan's release of Cryptozoo, an NFT game in September 2021. Fans were quick to invest in the game, buying NFT collectibles that Logan promised would generate huge profits soon. Logan's problems with the game started as something small. He was criticized for the game's use of stock pictures. Considering that he reportedly worked 6 months on it, people expected better visuals. A year later, it was clear that Cryptozoo was going nowhere with no playable features. Logan seemed to have forgotten about this NFT project, choosing to no longer speak about it in his podcast. It wasn't until another YouTuber, Coffeezilla, exposed the game that Logan finally broke his silence. He was initially angry over Coffeezilla's allegations, but later on admitted that he made the mistake of working with the wrong people for the project. Logan yet again apologized and reassured investors that he will make it right soon. Logan Paul's career as an internet personality has been a rollercoaster ride. The man has made a few mistakes that continue to haunt him years later. One thing that you can definitely commend is his recent determination to take accountability. Hopefully, he has indeed learned his lesson. So that's it for today's video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this episode. If you are interested in more videos like this, check out this related video. I'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching.